Hello everybody, Aaron back here in the garage with the Ferrari F430. Today we're going to make a video on removing this front bumper. So join along and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Go ahead and do it now at the beginning instead of the end. Why wait? And here we go. Because we're going to need to remove some wheel well stuff. The first step in this procedure is to remove the wheels. And I'm also going to be using my 2-post lift here to get it up. You can just jack the front part of your car up if you need to for this. Mine is a Ferrari F430 Spider and it has a 22 millimeter lug nut on here. All right, now we have access to the under panel here and all of the other components. All right, all around here we have a bunch of Phillips head screws that we have to remove. So I'm just gonna start them manually and then I can come back with the power tool if I want. I just want to make sure that I'm not stripping these. And then there are 2 up here at the top. Just use my Milwaukee right angle bit just because it's a lot easier to get back here. All right, so these, that's what these little bolts look like. They all have a washer. All right, for me, my bottom one down here seems to be, the threads seem to be stripped, so that's gonna be fun. So right down here is also a 10 millimeter that you gotta remove. And he has this big giant washer. All right, well, one of our next step is we have to remove this panel under here and that will let us see that screw better. So if that happens to you, I guess we're just gonna skip on to the next step, removing the bottom panel. All the bolts from the passenger side came out fine. So this is what you should be able to do. Pull that in a little bit. Work this edge out over here. And you have just enough room to make this thing clear. Barely enough room. Maybe there's enough room. Let's see. To bend this top piece inside the arm bracket. Well, you have to kind of bend it a little bit carefully and get it out. So once you get that off, you can see this plate back here that holds the side of your bumper on. There are 2 13 millimeter nuts that you have to remove. Just a little extension. And there's going to be a washer behind each nut. And this plate will come off. All right, so these bolts are connected to each other. They can stay there. And right above them, we have our side marker light right here that you want to disconnect. Actually, you just twist it counterclockwise and then you can pull it out. So twist and it comes out. Okay, so this front under panel right here is what we want to remove next. There are 14 additional 10 millimeters that we have to remove. One of the ones that we already removed from down here that also held on that little grill was one of the ones that hold this on. So I've removed mine once before. Right around here, I have a radar detector module that is glued onto here. So I know that for mine, I'm gonna have to use a couple supports to get this down so that I can disconnect that thing. You guys probably won't have to do that. Just one note for you on that side over there. You can see these little tube things sticking up. There are 2 drain valves that go into them, so they just pull straight out. Here is my module I was talking about. Somebody before me installed this here, and it's just glued on, so there's no way to disconnect it. So I had to pull it off last time and re-glue it. So I guess I'll have to do it again. Okay, with the bottom removed, I can investigate this bolt. It just screws into a hole in this bar. So I guess I'm just gonna take a flat head in here and pry it apart as I unscrew. Hopefully that added tension on there will allow it to come out. It's always one shitty bolt like this that makes a simple project take forever. Well, this seems to be the option I'm left with. All right, not awe-inspiring. This is the second time I've had to take a Dremel to remove a bolt from my Ferrari in my first few months of ownership. But it's out. Now that we removed the bolts down there, you can see the bumper has dropped some and there's a little bit more of a gap. So now is an easier time to put a little blue tape here. So I'm gonna put a little blue tape on the top and the actual top of the bumper so that when I reinstall, we don't scrape it up. All right, next we have to pop the hood. In case you don't know, there's a little cable right here you can pull. Our Ferrari pull guy is over on the right. All right, so coming in the front, ignore all my amps and stuff, but right over here you can see there are 2 rubber grommets that we are just going to pull off because there are some bolts behind there we need. All right, so once you get those caps off down here, there are 2 big 17mm bolts kind of at an angle here, so you just use an extension. Get these both loosened and removed. So one there, one right here, and then you got the same panels over here on the other side. All right, so on the driver's side, for these over here, that one is hidden back there and you cannot get a socket on it, so you have to use a 17mm wrench. Come in this way to get it. Same with that one. So it's the same on both sides. The one on top has a big thick washer with it, and the one on the bottom does not. All right, the secret here was a 3/8 inch socket and a shallow ratchet, and then we can get in there. Okay, it should be physically disconnected with all the bolts now. If you have front parking sensors, you're gonna have little connectors where those are to disconnect. I have the headlight washers, so there will be one connection in there where that is. So I'm gonna unplug it and then it's gonna start leaking. So I have some little plugs to plug it in to stop it from leaking. So with my handy dandy assistant here, I'm just gonna slowly
Okay, this doesn't have a connection, so I'm assuming the connection is elsewhere. I see the connection. I see it. Oh, a couple of things. The bumper, for it to be straight, has spacers. Pull that out a little bit more. Oh.
Hey, you found that.
grab my thing.
That's what she said.
Oh, Jesus. No. All right, it's taped.
So let me show you what's going on. Okay, so we have a hose coming from here. Normally, you're supposed to disconnect it from here and plug it up, I think. But when we pulled it off, it just pulled the whole clamp off from
Who knows?
somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out when we get it
But in normal Ferrari style, we have spacers everywhere to help with gaps and stuff. So this particular one is 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom,
And
just 1 on the top over there.
yep.
Oh, nope, take that back. Hold on. We got 1
2 and 2.
stuck up here.
Somebody has repaired this.
Yep, so we got a little damage down there that's been repaired. That's why this has been off before. So one of these days, I don't know if this is factory overspray or somebody respraying this bumper, but we will, oh yeah, look at all that repair down there. So one of these days
I found the right here. Underneath there was and there's a clamp that goes into it. We'll do a better job repairing this. In fact, we could take this off, right? Put one of those connectors, probably best, right? Because that's how it's supposed to go.
We got a couple different.
I would say it's going to be a fairly large.
Bigger than these? Like bigger?
Oh, I thought it was a cap more than a plug.
That was a plug.
All
We
right.
got little plugs. So we're variable size plugs. So I'm gonna guess a yellow one.
Okay, so push this in.
And pull it out.
Nope, not even close. There you go.
Too big.
Too big. That's what she said.
Yeah, hold that for me. All right, we're gonna go red.
Yeah. Ready? Go.
Swap. All right, red was the winner. Okay, we got that capped now.
And this is a.
Squeeze it like that. Move it.
So this is now useless.
All right, so we will reattach that once the bumper is outside of the car. So apparently this lip down here is a separate piece. It's kind of interesting. It looks like it's held on by 2 bolts on each side. All right, with this back on my table, I lowered the car till it is pretty close here. Gonna go ahead and pull that off, reconnect this, slide the bumper back in. All right, so the difficult part is getting the posts to line up with the holes. Once you get one on one side, and you can see that this one is kind of off. You can barely reach in with your hand and move it a little bit. You can stick a screwdriver or something else in there to help you move it a little bit, because remember, those things are loose in there, so they do move a little bit. All right, the only tip I can give you is I got the left one kind of started first. I got the bottom right one in, and then started pushing it in, and with the screwdriver, I could come from the top and push that other one down. Once all 4 are in, it'll slide in pretty easily. If it doesn't slide in, you can get stuck. The reason is because those bolts are getting caught on your plate, so just come in and push this side in a little bit, and that'll slide right in. All right, after it's pushed in all the way, you can take the tape off before you tighten it up, because it'll be easy to take the tape off now, and the scratching part is past. All right, I'm gonna put those plates, washers, and nuts back on just hand tight for right now, because we're going to fix all of our gaps and make the whole body lines line up nicely together. All right, I got the front bumper sitting on my table. Just lift it up a little bit to raise this up so it'll get rid of the gap. And then once that is up flush, I will tighten the 4 bolts back here. All right, now with my left hand, I can hold this body panel up to get the gap the same as everywhere else. And with my right hand, tighten these 13 millimeters. Don't forget to reach back in and turn this a 1/4 turn clockwise to get your bulb back in for your turn signal. All right, I gotta put these liners back in here, bolt them into place. All right, good time to clean this up while it's out, like I did. I try to at least clean some stuff that I take off, make it a little bit nicer than when it came apart. And that's it, guys. There she is, looking beautiful. Hopefully this video helped. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you later for lots of other cool Ferrari F430 content.